Please a resounding round of applause for her. Madam Chairman, we recognize you. Thank you. You're welcome, ma'am. Also on the entourage of the Chairman House Committee on NDDC is Honorable Lekon Jakaru. Honorable, you are welcome. Please a round of applause for him also. Thank you for being with us. Thank you. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I respectfully bring the former Secretary to the Government of Delta State, former Commissioner, Higher Education, Delta State, a barrister like no other, Mr. Chedu Ebie, Chairman, Governing Board of NDDC. Please, a round of applause for the Chairman as he comes for his remarks. A round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, very well represented by Comrade Ruben Izeze, the Honorable Minister, sir, the Chairman House Committee on NDDC, the daughter of the federal constituency where we are today, my sister, Right Honorable Abraka-Agbor Road, and her colleagues from the National Assembly, the Managing Director, Executive Directors, and my colleagues on the board of NDDC, our very well-respected chiefs, the representative of the Delta North Senator, the people of Abraka, and the people of Ethiope Federal Constituency. Today is a good day because as a Deltan, we are proud that we are delivering the dividends of democracy to the people of Delta State. NDDC goes from state to state commissioning project. Since we assumed office, this is the first project, major project, that is being commissioned. Today, we're here because the management team are good at implementing the policies and the directives of the board. Mr. MD and executive directors, let me say thank you. Thank you very much for always implementing our policies. You continue to do us proud, and you continue to ensure that we deliver in line with Mr. President and the Honorable Minister's directive. But today, I want us to celebrate our own, celebrate our daughter, celebrate our chairman, because this is her federal constituency. She chairs the House Committee on NDDC, and the benefit of having her there is that projects will be attracted to the federal constituency. This is one of such projects. So anybody that says that she's not doing well is not telling the truth. You continue to give her the support, you continue to work with her, and she will continue to represent you well. The road being commissioned today is very important. And we're also going to start the flag off of the Abraka-Agbor Road, which is a very important artery. That road leads to the north. And so it's very important. We're glad that the work has started and that in no time we will complete that road. For those people who know Uromi Junction in Agbor, it is a constant nightmare. Trailers upon trailers are packed there for days on end. That way, foodstuff cannot get to where they are. So we've come to the rescue because Mr. President has said we must do our work. We identify critical projects that impact the people. And so we'll continue to do it. I'm proud today because as a Deltan, we're here to represent our people well. Honorable Minister, sir, I welcome you. I welcome you to Delta State, and I welcome you to Ethiopia Federal Constituency. The Ethiopian people are proud people, they're industrious people, and they're good people. On this note, I would like to very specially invite my sister, the Chairman, House Committee on NDDC, the Honorable Member representing the Ethiope Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Abraka-Obeh Road, very well accompanied by our Deputy Chairman of the House Committee.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, ably represented here by my former colleague, Honorable Zezi, the Honorable Minister, my dear brother, the NDDC board, the MD and other directors here present, my leaders, my mothers, my brothers, my sisters, I thank you. Honorable Minister, I'd like to welcome you specially on behalf of my people, the great people of the Ethiope Federal Constituency. We welcome you. The NDDC board, we welcome you. We welcome you to our place. We are very peace-loving people, and I'm sure you can tell from the crowd and the ambience you're receiving here today. But honestly, I am extremely grateful and thankful to God that I'm here to witness such a huge milestone for our people and for the people of Delta State. And I want to thank you, Chairman, MD, for giving our people life. Because with good roads and good infrastructure comes life and light. So I thank you. And I know my people are grateful. I mean, we're not that grateful. We're not that grateful. We are grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do for the people of the Niger Delta. Thank you for the things you do for everyone in this region. And I know, as a matter of fact, that since you came on board, the narrative is completely. And I want to congratulate you for that. Because it's not just by saying it, it's by doing it by action, so that the people of Nigeria can see. I want to thank Mr. President for giving you the enablement to be able to do what you need to do for the people of your region. I want to continue to encourage you to continue to do more for us. And in particularly for my people people of Ethiope-Federal and Delta States at large. On behalf of myself, my committee members, and also my brother, the senator, my counterpart, Senator Ekpeyon, who couldn't make it today because his plane was delayed. We thank you for honoring the people of Ethiope-Federal, and I want to tell my people that there is more to come. I say more they come, oh. More they come, oh. More not they come. Because we there here, we there here, we there here to represent you now. Before we know, they go start the Sapele Ogara Road, and the Sapele Ogara Ologobini Road, and then this Abraka Road too to Eku, they go do more. Not be so now want. Not be so now want. I been on to thank them for us. Because they say when we thank person, they go do more. No stand them, no thank them, I beg. So they go do more for us. We are grateful. We are grateful. God will bless you. God will bless Delta State. And God will bless the great people of Ethiope-Federal constituency. Wado! Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Please, let's put our hands together for the Honorable Abraka-Agbor Road, the Chairman, House Committee on NDDC, and also she was accompanied by Honorable Lekon Jakaru, Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on NDDC. Thank you so much. Like she said, the only way to ask for more is to say thank you. Thank you so much. May I at this point invite, as we get ready to hear a goodwill message from our host governor, please, if your hands are not too busy, put your hands together as we welcome on stage the representative of the Executive Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Oborevori, and is represented by none other than the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Highways and Urban Roads, Ruben Uzezi. Please put your hands together for him.
The band for reminding us that Delta State is indeed a praying state, and the Delta is in the hands of no other, the Almighty God. The Honorable Minister of the Niger Delta and of course, 5 other regions. Today, the designation is the Minister for Regional Development, Engineer Alhaji Abubakar Momo. Sorry, I did not avert my mind to the fact that the honorable member representing Federal constituency in the House of Representatives, National Assembly, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Eri Atake Ibori Suenu is present here. Please, I recognize you in line with the order of precedence. The Honorable Minister, the Chairman of the Governing Board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, erudite, barrister, fine boy, Chiedu quality personnel, quality human being, quality politician, nurtured and groomed by the People's Democratic Party in Delta State. I recognize your presence. My former comrade, dear brother, present bourgeois, intellectual partner, and managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Dr. PhD Sam Ogboku, another quality human being, quality public servant, groomed by the People's Democratic Party. The member representing Delta State on the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, my own Speaker, the Right Honorable Monday Obigo Igbuya, Mr. Speaker, sir, another public servant, born, bred, nurtured by the People's Democratic Party of Delta State. Other members of the board, distinguished members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm, I also wish to recognize our traditional chiefs that are here present. Ilogu, Nigeria. Let me recognize, I do not know in what capacity he is present here, but I do know that he's a prominent chief of the Warri Kingdom and a very successful businessman. He is the husband of the most vibrant female senator, the fearless senator who is not afraid of the Senate president. My dear brother, the Alema of Warri Kingdom, Emmanuel Orishet Jolomi Udwaha, I recognize your presence. Uroboado, Abraka-Wado, Ethiope Federal Constituency Wado, Nigeria Ado. I bring you warm greetings from His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Delta State, the Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Francis Orowedo Oborewori, the Omorutomo of Uroboland. He has asked me to first tender his unreserved apology for his inability to be physically present here. As much as he would have loved to be physically present here to witness this event, other very, very demanding matters of state has made it impossible for him to be here in person. He has therefore asked me to represent him in this event. Let me start by thanking the MD of the NDDC for the vision, our representative on the board for his knowledge of the challenges of our people, especially as it concerns the mandate of the NDDC. Let me thank the National Assembly, as represented by the chairman of the House Committee on Niger Delta, the indomitable Abraka-Agbor Road, for providing the budgetary allocations to fund this project. And let me also thank the chairman of the board for giving the policy guideline that has seen this stretch of the interstate road between Abraka and Obeh being reconstructed. I had arrived at the venue of this program at about 5 minutes to 12 and was made to understand that the board had taken a decoy or a detour to pay homage to His Majesty. I therefore used the opportunity to drive around the entire stretch of the road to see what has been done. I am privileged to superintend over the Ministry of Works, Highways and Urban Roads in Delta State. And with my original background in engineering, I was looking for loopholes and pitfalls that I would use to throw a jab at both the MD and the chairman. However, when I drove through the 9.8 kilometers and turned back, I say this with all modesty. I know they call the firm Webster Global Ventures. I say this without any form of equivocation, that within the limits of the bills of engineering measurement and evaluation and the bills of the quantities that were approved, I can say they did a very good job. And I must commend the company, the firm, for their speed in actualizing this between the last rainy season and now. They've been able to actualize the completion of this project before the rains. And the second phase of the project that the Honorable Minister will be flagging off, this is the first time I will be visiting a project site that is about to be flagged off. And I drove from this spot down to Obiaruku, where they have already done a reasonable amount of work, and I think they've already laid the binding course in some sections. I got to Obiaruku to see their heavy equipment working to solve the problem of one of the most challenging spots. I am glad that when the Executive Director project was making his speech, he made reference to those ecological challenges, those three spots that have remained unsolvable since I have known this road. I recall that one of the spots I was discussing with the Honorable Minister was one that was responsible for the death of one-time registrar of the Delta State University, Abraka. It was rehabilitated about a month after his death. It failed in less than 3 months, and it has been a spot that has continually failed. But I have been assured, I haven't heard what the Executive Director project said and what the Honorable Minister said. I have been assured that those areas will be given special attention such that what you are doing here will be a permanent solution. Having said that, let me once again re-emphasize that the government of Delta State believes very firmly and strongly that we are partners in progress with the federal government ably led by no other than the President and Commander-in-Chief, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We believe that the success of the federal government, because of the nature of our constitution and the operators, the success of the federal government will naturally translate to the success of the states as well. His Excellency, therefore, wishes to commend His Excellency, Mr. President, for his support for this board of the Niger Delta Development Commission thus far, and urges him to continue to do more for the people of the Niger Delta. Having said that, let me now respond to the member of the board representing Delta State, the Right Honorable Monday Obigo Igbuya. The Delta State government has shown verifiably that it is indeed a partner in progress with the federal government. I
want you call me. Make I tell you, I don't forget
vividly that Mr. Speaker, as he then was, in 2015, approved funds for the rehabilitation of the Benin-Saple Road by the Delta State government. While he was Mr. Speaker, the Delta State government saw the need to intervene in the failed sections of the Benin-Warri Highway, particularly from Amukpe down to Efrun. And there was need for us to intervene at that time because passengers, commuters were spending years, forgive the embellishment, spending countless hours. At the time, it would take lorries as long as 4 days to travel from Benin to Warri. So it became necessary for the government of Delta State to intervene, but we didn't have the funding. The governor at that time simply requested Mr. Speaker at that time, the Right Honorable Monday Obigo Igbuya, for the House to make funding available, and he talked to us as colleagues and reminded us that we are partners in progress with the Buhari federal government at that time, and the funds were approved. And Delta State government rehabilitated that particular road under his watch. So to give the impression that we are leaving, Delta State government is leaving everything for NDDC is a fallacious misrepresentation, and I need to correct that here and now. Furthermore, Honorable Minister, sir, permit me to respectfully inform you that the magic you see on the Warri front, those bridges that are springing up as if you're watching science fiction, that part of the Warri front is a federal Trunk A road. It is a Trunk A road belonging to the federal government. We are intervening there to reduce travel time. The Ugele-Asaba dualization is about 180 kilometers. Honorable Minister, sir, I urge you, if you have some minutes to spare in this hospitable land of ours called Delta, to take a drive from Ugele today and drive from Ugele to Asaba and see the wonderful intervention of the Delta State government on a federal highway. Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister, this road that you have come here to flag off, I can tell you for free that we have intervened severally on this road. Therefore, it is my appeal to our member representing us on the board, while we appeal for more from the board, because the board is very large and there are many states that constitute your board. while we appeal for more, we should also tell our chairman, our MD, and of course the Honorable Minister that the Delta State government is doing very well in terms of critical infrastructure in Delta State, as has been affirmed by the This Day newspapers and Arise TV, and of course the Telegraph newspapers that awarded His Excellency Right Honorable Jerry Francis Oruwedo Oberowori the best governor of the year 2024 in infrastructure. These are verifiable facts. Honorable Minister, I don't know if the NDDC mobilizes its contractors with 40%. Today, in Delta State, we mobilize our own contractors with 40% so that they will not suffer from the vagaries of inflation. Having said that, let me wrap up my speech by thanking Mr. President for once again showing that he has a knack for picking very good people to manage his team. And he knows how to put the round pegs in round holes and square pegs in square holes, as evidenced by the Honorable Minister himself, who has shown uncommon vision, and NDDC under his supervision is now a different NDDC, of course, coupled with the quality personnel Mr. President picked. If you go to the Ministry of Works of the federal government, His Excellency Senator Mahi is doing a fantastic job there. If you go to the FCT, His Excellency Yesom Wike is doing a fantastic job there. Gentlemen and ladies, if you look at the best performing appointees of Mr. President, you will find one thing in common among them. They were all students who graduated from the PDP. Your very wonderful representative in the House of Representatives, she forgot she is my sister, but she is my sister, not my colleague. The Honorable Indomitable Eriatake Ibori has told you that she wants more. The governor of Delta State has promised you more. If Take says more, the governor says more. Do I need to add any other thing? Delta State is one. Delta State will get more.
Thank you. That was a goodwill message by His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Sheriff Oberowori, here represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Highways and Urban Roads, Honorable Ruben Zezi. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I respectfully crave your indulgence to recognize the presence of Professor Samuel Ogenovo Asagba, the Vice Chancellor of Delta State University, Abraka. Please a round of applause for him. Thank you. Thank you very much. You are welcome, VC. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to the podium a two-time member of the Federal House of Representatives, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the first Minister of Regional Development, Engineer Alhaji Abubakar Momo, for his address. Please, a round of applause for the Minister as he comes for his address. Please, let's applaud him as he makes his way to the podium.
Inú gbogbo alágbára láyé, kò sọ dàbí rẹ̀ o, Olúwa níbí. Ta ló dàbí rẹ̀? Ta ló dàbí rẹ̀ o? Salo dàbí rẹ̀ o. Ìlú gbogbo alágbára láyé. Salo dàbí rẹ̀ Olúwa. Salo dàbí rẹ̀ Olúwa. Salo dàbí rẹ̀ Olúwa.
Let me recognize the presence of the representative of the governor of Delta State, Honorable Oborewori, who is here represented by the Commissioner for Works and Bridges, in the person of Honorable Izeze. Let me also recognize the presence of the honorable member representing this very constituency, who is incidentally the chairman of the House Committee on Niger Delta and our head Toraj, where you have Honorable Jafaru. Let me also recognize the presence of the chairman of the NDDC, Barrister Chedu Ebe. Also to be recognized is the Managing Director of NDDC, Dr. Sam Ogboku, PhD. Let me also recognize all other members of the board of NDDC, including the Executive Director of Project, who I just put us through on what NDDC has been doing in this area and other parts of the region. Also to be recognized is the guys of traditional rulers that I've seen here, and also the representative of the OVA of Abraka that we have just visited this domain. Let me also welcome our teaming mothers, youth, and fathers that are here to witness what is going on today. We also recognize the presence of the contractor, who also did a lot of work on this road. Today, I want to say that I'm very, very glad to witness the commissioning ceremony of this very project. Let me recall that sometime last year, when I started tour of the Niger Delta region, this is one of the roads that we visited. And we visited this road through the bypass in Benin. And incidentally, the managing director of NDDC and some of his executive directors happened to be with us on that very day. And then I made it clear to him that this road had been under the supervision of the Ministry of Niger Delta, and to some extent, the RCC had done some work, and we need to through the road to Abraka. I also charged it on him that he should do his best. By the time I returned, I briefed Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on my findings in Niger Delta, and this is one of the roads that I measured to him. And I know his reply. The president said, well, if you don't have money in your ministry, you have NDDC to intervene. And I quickly called on the MD, and I told him that that very road must be given immediate attention. Not necessarily because it's a road connecting Edo and Delta, which of course, you know I'm from Delta, but for the simple reason that at that point in time, it was pretty difficult to pass through Benin, through Sapele, to Warri. And we felt that by the time the Abraka-Obeh to Benin bypass was made through, it will ease the transport problem in this very area. So I'm glad today that section 1 of the road has been completed, which is from here to Obeh. And you know that Obeh is one of the major oil producing area in Nigeria, producing the highest quality and the highest quantity of gas in Nigeria today. So for a community like that and some others, they desire to see the benefits of government. And that is
what we are reaping today. And what we are seeing here today is Renew Hope agenda that is working. So we have to thank Mr. President for giving a team that is working very hard to actualize his vision. I'm happy to also hear from the MD, because as we were talking, I also said that all of this will not be a complete work if between here and Agbor we cannot access the road. But there was a time I was coming from Auchi through Agbor to Abraka. It became very difficult because along this road, like the chairman said, there are so many bad portions that you hardly can pass through. Ditto for Agbor Uromi Junction, and along that main alignment through to Uromi. And all of these areas, they require a reconstruction, just as has been done between Abraka-Obeh Road. So I do hope, with the promise made by the MD, in a very short time, we'll also be invited to witness the commissioning of the reconstructed portions of this road. And like I said when I started, my invitation here today is that I'm to commission Abraka-Obeh, and also to flag off the reconstruction of the bad spot between Abraka to Agbor. That, of course, we are going to do in a very short time. But I have to charge the MD and his team to look into the Agbor Uromi in a very short time. And also, the remaining portion of Obeh up to Uronigbe Junction, that has to be completed in a very short time, so that moving from here to Benin, in a matter of 30 minutes, you're already there. I happened to hear today when somebody was directing the chairman house committee that since he was coming from Benin, it would be better, much easier for her to pass through this newly constructed road. But by that time, she has gone through Sapele Road before he came here, which was, in fact, it's a very long journey. Let me, at this junction again, thank all those officers of government who have made it possible for NDDC to operate, ranging from the executive to the National Assembly. Of course, today we have Uncommon Senate President who is ever ready to approve whatever the NDDC demands. And I'm happy to hear from the MD and all those who have spoken earlier of the necessary cooperation they have received from the National Assembly, that is, the Senate and the House of Representatives. So I wish to appeal to them to continue to support the NDDC and by extension, other regional development commissions that are about to commence operation in a very short time. And also to use this opportunity to appeal strongly to our brothers and sisters in the National Assembly to always give speedy consideration and release of NDDC budget so that they can take off on time as soon as the budget is put in place. And also, too, let me call on other regional development commissions that are about to start operation. That first, they have to take a look at the very positive aspects of NDDC. We have heard a number of stories in the past about NDDC not doing this, NDDC not doing that. And because of the stories we heard about NDDC, that is the more reason when we took over the supervision, we made it clear to them what Mr. President directed must be done. And in fact, the first meeting I had with the President is that there are quite a number of projects scattered all over the Niger Delta region, that those projects need to be completed. And of course, when the committee the management committee of NDDC and the board was inaugurated, that was the very first task I gave them. And secondly, too, the very positive aspect I've also seen in NDDC is the harmonious relationship with which the management team and the board have been working. It is a perfect one, and that is the more reason why today we can see development here and there. In the past, the board of NDDC does not even last longer than 6 months. Both the MD and the chairman and the board member, they'll be fighting for one thing or the other. And once that will happen, it is the people that suffer. Because when the management board and the board itself, they start quarreling, there'll be no concentration. At the end of the day, the board will be sacked. The next thing you hear of caretaker committee or sole administrator, and all these are aberrations. They are not known to the law of NDDC. So I think with what has happened today in NDDC, resulting to performance, I wish to call on other regional development that we soon start operation to emulate NDDC in this regard, and in also the aspect of project delivery, which we can see all over the Niger Delta region. I think yesterday, when I gave down the achievement of NDDC in my press briefing, this road we are going to commission now was not even one of them. I know they did that because they feel that the road has not come on board. And I also noticed that quite a number of projects that I happen to know about that have been commissioned by NDDC were not also there. So that is why I want to say that for the chairman of NDDC to say that this is the first road that is being commissioned here in Delta State is right. But in all other states, I know we have commissioned quite a number of gigantic projects, such as Abraka-Obeh Road, the bridge, Ataba Bridge in Akwabo, the Okitikwukwa Electricity Project, and Ipoba-Oka Substation, and a host number of them. And I'll be told again by the MD that a number of other projects have been lined up for commissioning in a very short time. So once again, I have to commend the efforts of the management and the board of NDDC for what they are doing for the people of Niger Delta. Once again, I say this is Renew Hope agenda working. And all they are doing is in tandem with the directives of Mr. President, who from time to time has always requested to know from me how the NDDC and their team members are faring. So I think with this, I want to also thank and commend the representative of the governor of Delta State, who has just mentioned now all that they've been doing in the past and called the NDDC. And I'm happy that he has given a pass mark to NDDC, both the quality of work that has been done and the set of people that are managing the NDDC today. But I want to make it clear, like every other person has said, and not only to a Delta State government, but to the entire governors in the country. See NDDC and other regional commissions as partners in progress, but not competitors. That is the reason, even in our briefing to the Regional Development Commission, we have asked them to focus mainly on those projects that can give name, they have the semblance of regional input, so that when you have a mega project that is regional in nature, then you will appreciate it better. For instance, this road now is a road connecting various states. From this very road, you will be able to access the west and the other areas of Edo State. And by the time the other development commissions start operation, we'll be looking forward to partnership between two regional development commissions. There's nothing stopping the NDDC, and perhaps by the time the South-South Development Commission comes aboard, to partner with the South-East Development Commission to come up with mega projects. There's nothing stopping NDDC with South-South Development Commission to partner with South-South Ditto for those in the northern region. So this is what we are expecting to drive the development needs of the country. Once again, I have to thank you and commend your effort. And by the special grace of God, we are now going to commission the project by first unveiling the plate. Thank you very much for this opportunity to talk with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Regional Development, and for all of your support so far. Thank you. Just as the Honorable Minister has said, we will now move to the site for the unveiling. Thereafter, we'll come back here to round up the activities. The Honorable Minister has been joined by His Excellency's representative, of course, the Chairman, MD, EDs, Directors of the NDDC, the Chairman representing NDDC Board, a House of Reps member, a woman of the people indeed, the Chairman of the NDDC Board of the House, as well as the Deputy, and all people of Goodwill, as we unveil this landmark project that links not just communities but states.
Unmute the mic. Please unmute the mic. Unmute.
Open the volume.
Yes. Okay, the commissioner everything. Hello, hello. In the name of Almighty Allah, I wish to commission this very important infrastructure for the use of the people of Delta State, Edo State, and all other persons that will be planning this road. In the name of Almighty Allah, I hereby commission this very project, and also to thank those who made it possible, and pray that they do more for the people of Niger Delta region. Niger Delta Development Commission, the reconstruction of Abraka-Obeh Road, Phase 1, Ethiope-East Local Government, Delta State, and Orhionmwon Local Government in Edo State, constructed by Niger Delta Development Commission and commissioned by Engineer Abraka-Momo, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Regional Development, on 22nd February 2025. To the glory, to God be the glory. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was the commissioning and unveiling of the plaque. We shall be going back to wrap up the commissioning of this project.
Timi Gberama o, Kuti Timi Gberama o, Sami Kiyansi Yemba Sembode, Samalo Boko Kiyansi Yemba Sembode, Sami Saku Beri Bolemi, NDDC Saki Saki Beri Bolemi Bao, Izama Taki Babo Bao, Yana Taki Babo Bao, Seletu Barasa Pomene. Izamu barasa kuminiyo, Sawalo boku barasa kuminiyo. Eba kwamba kwa miteli sebe, Yena nani yeni mubabe ade. Ibeli bele miyo, ina mabele ibeli bele. Tima siba kwa mika kimi bade ibeli bele miyo, ina ma ibeli bele mi. Takiri bade bade ade ibeli bele miyo, ina ma ibeli bele mi. Honorable Samuel Boku, the Samuel MD, the NDDC, Sami Saku Minio, Yadam Saku Minio, Kanajana Travel, Kanajana. Oh, boy. Izani gegetera sekiyo yebu belede yo yebu belede. Sawalo kokutera sekiyo yebu belede yo yebu belede. NDDC tera sekiyo yebu belede. Yebu belede yo yebu belede. Ukisa betera sekiyo yebu belede. Yebu belede yo yebu belede. NDDC tera sekiyo alisa kirila de yo. Yebu belede yo yebu belede. Yo yebo belede, sabro kirila de yo yebo belede ba, belede yo yebo belede. Sami tera seki yo yebo belede barisa kame tera seki yo yebo belede. Yebo belede yo yebo belede. Sami da kwaro mege ado bele bele. Yebo belede yo yebo belede. Akbaba tera seki yo yebo belede.